My kids are already left for school, but what am I going to tell them when they get home tonight is the thing they should be eating for breakfast, because breakfast is so important.
Well, the key to breakfast, and by the way, what's true in kids is even more so true in us, as we've talked about, John, in the hallways here. It's protein and fats. So a great breakfast, it's breaking a fast. So it's critical that we have a good breakfast. You skip that breakfast, productivity goes down. Eggs, hard cheeses, yogurt are great foods for breakfast for a child and even for us.
So not just a bowl of cereal. Make sure you have an egg alongside that.
A carbohydrate-only breakfast, not the best breakfast.
I also thought this was interesting, too, the importance of hydration throughout the day for kids.
I mean, there's data that came out in a recent study this year that when you're dehydrated, volume down in your blood, you actually don't think as well or do as well. So you want your kids to do the best. Give them a glass of coconut water, a glass of water before school and during school. Drink.
Yeah.
What about exercise? We know it's important after school, or at least that's when the exercise happens, whether it's important then or not. But what about other times of the day?
So the data show is that 15 minutes of exercise actually make a kid retain more knowledge for 5 to 6 hours. Yet most of our exercise is at the end of the day, sports practice and others. So you want your kid to be the best, have them run around the block once or twice before they go to school. It makes an impact.
There's some giggles. There's some giggles in the studio about this. It's hard to just get them out of
I know.
Run around the block. But the very funny thing, too, in the notes as I'm reading this, too, in China, of course, they make them do calisthenics before.
Oh, yeah, they're doing their jumping jacks before.
Yeah.
And
because there is proven data that doing some exercise before retains the knowledge that you learn.
That's why we have revelry at my house. Sharp at the bugle.
Want to hear the wildest tip?
Yeah.
Don't tell anybody this. But right before a test, have them do a little square of chocolate. That caffeine actually makes them focus during a test. And there's data, it improves their scores on tests. So we give our kids in a little plastic bag a little square of chocolate before they took their test. And our kids, I mean, it's...
Does it have to be a certain kind of chocolate?
No, I mean, we use dark chocolate and, but listen, Kit Kat's my favorite, but that's a different story, but yes.
through this loophole, my kids are going to drive a truck. 6.
Like a little loophole.
When you talk about homework, though, the average high schooler spent an estimated 17 and a half hours per week in homework. What's the importance of downtime?
Well, that's the key, is that downtime allows your brain to remember what happened during the day. So I know it sounds counterintuitive, but make them watch TV for a little bit, read a book, go for a walk. And they're actually going to remember for that 20 minutes. They'll remember what happened during the day and things will sink in. If they're working all the time, it doesn't have time to sink in that knowledge. It's critical.